Oh shit, we're live. Alright, we're live then. Hello, I guess. This is a Plot Armor Academy stream. I'm Shinto, the author of Plot Armor Academy. I'm gonna do something weird, I guess.
Stream!
I'm gonna be drawing. Stream! Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh shit, we're live. Alright, we're live then. We're gonna have some art stream going and maybe some Skyrim on the side if the technology allows for it, and I'm just gonna do random rambling about like how my universe works, because mere mortals cannot comprehend what terrible ideas I had to write up this comic book and create the world building. So yeah, what shall I say? I guess I chose this topic wisely because it's one of the few topics I can actually talk about at like great lengths, which is kind of nice. Also, why is that layer interaction not working as I wanted to? Set it to anything. Alright, what should I set it to? I'm gonna set it to... That didn't look good. What the hell?
You know...
Alright.
I can see a mouse, but I can't see you actually... change things? Can I?
Yeah, it's kind of... I'm figuring that out myself, right? For whatever reason, it just doesn't change things right now. It's kind of odd.
Nice.
Maybe I have to just try to... Oh yeah, it already looks a little bit better. Let me set it to... Oh, that's it. Good enough.
Alright, it makes a bunch of colorful little boxes.
Exactly. Yeah. I've got like... Okay.
Oh, that's the brush! I thought there was
it's
something wrong with the stream!
No.
Oh,
It's
your
a glitch
fucking
brush.
meta thing got me.
It's a glitch brush. Yeah, you can already... Yeah, by the amount of glitches I'm placing on the screen, it's the universal sign for hey, I'm meta.
Yeah. No, I just... I panicked. Alright. I panicked.
That's alright. Anyone would.
Alright, I'm gonna make the screen go black real quick. I'm very sorry. There we
Oh
go.
no.
We're back. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just me breaking things.
Nice. I do like it when things break.
I don't.
It just
Makes
means
me
you can
feel
get...
like I'm not good enough.
Wait, for things that... How? Actually, I don't think I need context to this one. This is fine. My headcanon is gonna totally make it work.
See, I would ask what your headcanon does with it, but I don't think I want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
I don't want to know. Also, that is a really cool brush.
It is a really cool brush. It's actually a collection of brushes I got from DeviantArt.
That is super nice. I was wondering how you'd gotten the effect.
Yeah, it's actually... there it goes, saving again.
Have you ever thought about using an SSD?
I have only okay, look. My setup is fairly huge, right? I have like, I think at this point 5 SSDs on there. And like...
All of them are
yeah,
full.
but all of them are kind of full with games. So I'm using an external hard drive for the comic. And this is even worse because it's not even an external hard drive. This is literally pulled from the cloud. I'm pulling this off of Dropbox and saving it to Dropbox in real time. Because I'm working with a colorist, because I am trying to suck less at colors. It's fucking nice.
Wait, wouldn't you suck less with colors if you practiced yourself and not if you know...
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? When you're doing a comic, you have like a choice. Either you make every single panel you make your practice for the next one, or you practice on the side, right? Which I didn't have time to do that while I was coloring myself. So now that I have a colorist, I can produce like 1 or 2 pictures a day, testing out different methods, and then I just kind of tell her to use those methods, see how she does it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks dope. I'm gonna try that next time, and then I'm gonna tell her it's kind of like a circle jerk of improving each other. It's really kind of nice.
A circle jerk of improving each other. Yeah, that's.
I might not have phrased that perfectly, but who knows? People will understand, right?
I'm
right.
sure they do. I'm sure nothing can be misunderstood.
What could go wrong? Honestly, that's my motto. Let's make this 45% because I have OCD. Alright, now that this is done, I guess I can put in the text and move on. Or I'm gonna move on to something else and then do the text by myself so I don't spoil people. This is gonna go live this Thursday on Webtoon. Even more plugs, yay! Webtoon Canvas, by the way. Not any of those. I don't get paid. That's what I have like no money.
Why don't you get paid?
It's okay. So Webtoon Canvas works in particular ways. Like technically, to achieve even the ad revenue, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers already, and like a certain amount of engagement on your pages. Like you have to have something crazy, like 10,000, 50,000 page views monthly.
All right.
And that's tough to get, right? So in the end, like the only way to get paid through Webtoons without their thing is they have this Patreon implementation, right, where you can directly click on subscribe to Patreon on the page of the comic, and that's kind of how artists make their money on Webtoon Canvas, unless they get super lucky and get discovered by some people. Like they have a ridiculously small team. I looked into this once. It's actually fairly weird. There is rumors that there's only 4 people working for the entire free section of Webtoon.
What? Jesus.
Like anywhere between 2 and 4, and
that just gives me nightmares because they must have so much work to do.
They have so much work, and that's the even harder shit. So they also have to publish a comic themselves once a week, which is like their little informational series where they post like new events. And on top of that, the Webtoon doesn't have an algorithm. No. It doesn't pick series that are like the most engaging or have the most numbers. No. It's editors that have to go in, read through the series, and then recommend things manually. It's like so much work, but why?
That can't be those 4 people as well.
I really hope it's not, because if it is, those people need to be superhuman. Like, they deserve their own backstory and like a comic about them. Seriously. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'm gonna write
for fuck's sake. You know, if this keeps up, you're gonna have like 7 comics running at the same time, and you're just gonna cry in a corner.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna have like a million things running on the side. I'm just gonna put it in the same thing. That's the whole reason why I made the thing so meta in the first place. Also, sorry, I'm kind of eating at the same time.
How dare you?
Yeah. By the way, yes, I'm streaming because things happen.
Because you didn't have anything better to do.
Yeah, first of all, I didn't have anything better to do. And then second of all, it makes for great publicity. Because this video, contrary to popular belief, is probably gonna stay up forever on here unless it gets like
oh no,
horribly destroyed by some kind of cancel culture for whatever reason.
Oh, I can cancel you.
I guess you can.
Do you want me to cancel you?
Why would you cancel me?
I don't know.
How would you even do that? Actually, never mind. Don't tell me. It's bad. It's a red flag. I should not ask that.
I don't know how to do anything, so. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can't cancel you because I don't have Twitter. So I'm fairly certain you need.
I have to make a Twitter. I had to make a fucking Twitter. I have no idea how Twitter works. Do you use hashtags? Like, what is the... If you have like 0 followers and nobody is following you, right? Absolutely no one. Like, what is the purpose of having a Twitter? I don't get it. Like, you put the message, can anyone read it? Like, you just put the blanco message on there with no hashtags. Like, is anyone gonna see it at all? That's why I don't know. I'm really bad at social media.
I don't know. I don't understand social media. It's like...
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I'm just a boomer at heart or some shit like that.
I mean... I can see it.
Yeah, I guess I could see it as well.
I mean, you are a filthy millennial, you know.
I guess I am. Do I still count as a millennial?
I'm pretty sure we do.
I think we literally fall into the category millennial.
Yeah.
Oh, now I get all those memes. Oh, that makes so much sense now. Oh, fuck yeah. They're oddly personal, actually. Millennial memes, if you ever known about them. Now that I think about it.
You know... I don't...
Because I think they're all about financial insecurities.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
they always just hit
growing up
too close to me.
Yeah, that's
home for me. It's like, oh, we've been living through 2 economic crises and like everything sucks.
Everyone's like, get your shit together. How?
Yeah, how do you expect me to do that?
You didn't exactly help me with that now, did you?
How am I supposed to do that? I'm trying, Mom, I'm trying.
I know back in your day you had it better. Stop rubbing it in.
I mean, they could bloody afford children.
I guess.
These days you have a dog because you can't afford kids.
I have a cat. I don't like dogs. Dogs are creepy.
I have neither. I want to have, like, I don't know, a hamster or something.
You could get a chihuahua.
I will never get a tiny dog rat. I refuse.
What about a fennec fox? Right?
Okay, those are adorable, but also aren't they like endangered or something?
They're not, but you always have to get at least 2 of them because they can literally die of loneliness.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm qualified to take care of any animal, seeing how my cactus died of thirst.
Yeah, apparently they're also really, really smelly. Right? They have like this gland that you can technically let being taken out by a vet. Right?
I mean, that's just cruel.
Like a castration. It's kind of like a castration, right? It's like
but like, I guess that is something you can do.
Yeah.
But also, why would you? Like, at that
because
point,
then
I
your
might as well
apartment
just know
won't smell as if like 12 skunks have farted in there for days.
Okay, I don't think a fennec smells that badly.
I don't know. I have read stuff on the internet, okay? I wanted to have a fennec fox, so I did some research and I decided against getting a fox after doing the research. That's how it goes.
I always wanted to have a snake.
Ah, those are dope, but I think it would just eat my cat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Either that or my cat would eat the snake. It's yeah, you know, there's really no winners in this one.
Does it count when I say that I fed my rat to a snake?
I'm not sure. Like, is it a pet rat?
It was a pet rat, but it got really sick, and we were like, all right, well, we can't.
I have read something, a really nice story like that on the internet, and I think I definitely agree with that guy's conclusion. It was, let the stronger one survive. That's your pet now. If it happens that you throw in the rat and the rat somehow kills the snake and starts eating the snake, well, you have a rat now. You put in a snake next time and see who survives, well, you have a snake now.
I don't want to
That's how it is.
I don't want to keep a rat that's able of eating a snake. That is not something I want to...
That rat is a winner.
That's
right?
terrifying.
Imagine if you put another... Okay, look, this is a fucking plot line, okay? So you have the snake in there, you put the rat in there, the rat kills the snake. Ooh, rat is really strong. Rat is your new pet. So next time you decide, hey, I'm gonna put another snake in to see if it still manages to kill it. So you put it in, but you realize this is the uber snake, right? So they kind of fight to a stalemate and both silently agree that they're not gonna kill each other. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna kick this up, right? I'm gonna put another rat in there. Maybe it's able to kill the snake. So you put the rat in there, and wow, the rats band together and they fight the snake. So you basically created this dome of.
So basically,
it's super illegal. Never do that. Never do that. This is like a definite PETA kind of scenario.
Kids, don't put your rats together with your snakes, unless one of them is really sick.
Yeah. Even
No.
It is a cool plot though.
I'm just imagining, like, I'm now imagining that the rat is called Solid Snake, and it has like the headband and like a knife in its mouth, and it's just trying to take down the real snake. And now it's the good old, that is totally a plot point in one of the games, for sure.
In Metal Gear Solid?
For sure.
I don't know.
I know Kojima.
What were you talking about?
I don't know, snakes, rats.
Oh yeah. There used to be this really cool game mechanic in Metal Gear Solid, I think like 3 or 4? One of those. Right? Where you just, food goes bad. And you can totally eat food and be nourished, but you have a favorite food that gives you more stats and you never really get told. But then you can also get tired of eating that same food, so you get less stats overall.
Why?
There's like weird shit that can happen in this game. If you like don't take a health potion after you break a bone or however that game mechanic works, apparently your leg can just heal naturally over time, but you will develop a limp because you still have a broken bone.
That is so convoluted.
It's so deep, and it never tells you apparently. Like there is no fucking entry in the wiki or anything.
But also, why?
Kojima is a guy. Like that dude knows how to make a game terribly convoluted. Like even the fucking most boring game I thought it would be, right? The literal walking simulator that he released. I played it on PC, and the first 30 hours are just walking around, right?
Oh,
and then you realize, Death Stranding.
Oh, it's so good.
Then you realize, the combat is actually like not awful, right? So I don't know. I play it very rarely because it just puts me to sleep horribly.
It's a good game. It makes me fall asleep.
Yeah, it makes me fall asleep, but if it doesn't, like if I get into like a spoopy section, then it gets real.
I've not played it myself. I just watched 2 different playthroughs, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it's very cutscene heavy so far. I don't know. I'm not even sure how far I am into the game. Did I skip sections? Does the story make sense? Should I have free roamed for another 100 hours before I went to the next island? Like, how does it work? Like, what is this even?
What is life? It's a good game though.
It is a pretty dope game. I really like.
Oh, you're already doing your line art. Damn.
Yeah, I'm not even that fast. Actually, I fucked up this line art. I shouldn't have started the line art of the houses on this layer. I should do it on a different layer.
Oh, did you put them on the wrong layer?
I put them on the same layer as this foreground and the... Oh, come on, save. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna... this is the foreground.
Yeah.
I'll make a folder for it and put this in here, right?
Wow.
And this is the line art for the foreground, and now I can just color the foreground within this folder.
See,
and then I make another folder, and this is gonna be like the middle section, and yeah, I'm just gonna color them individually. So it has
my
this
mistake is that I have the entire line art on the same layer always.
Oh yeah, yeah. So do I sometimes. It kills people. Like if someone can ever develop like the I don't know, like the habit of always doing folder structures instead of having the line art on the same layer. Good for you, because you will go far in life.
But goddamn,
those people will get far in life.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get far in life.
Are you even an art? Like, do you do art often?
Define often.
Like once a week, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. You paint minis, right? That's already fucking impressive. Like, I could
if we
not
count
paint
mini
minis.
painting, then hell yeah, I'm doing a lot of art.
I can absolutely not paint minis as well as you. Like, I am not used to regular
minis
mediums
are
anymore.
So easy. So easy.
Yeah. So wait a second. I almost have a feeling we went really far off track. Like, what was this thing supposed to be about? Like world building, right?
Yes, I think the plan was world building, and then we started to talk about computer games.
Exactly. Like random shenanigans. All right. So if you can't tell by now, the world building in my comic is what can only be described as mad, because it's horrendously meta.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, it kind of goes off of like, okay, so you know how like many universes are built sometimes with just like a simple idea in mind, like just like, hey, everything is werewolves, or everything is vampires,
sparkle.
everything is ninjas, yeah, vampires sparkle or shit like that, yeah, stuff like that, or everything is portals. I don't know, everything is Rick. It's all about the everything, right? For me, it's kind of like everything goes, right? It's a weird concept, I know. It
sounds like such a nightmare, to be honest.
It's an absolute nightmare. So the idea is, right, everything that ever gets created through imagination by whomever or whatever basically starts existing in this other world that you could call like a mindscape or the metaverse, where, yeah, just there is like myths in the, yeah, right, fuck, talking too fast. Wait, let's get organized on this one. In the beginning, guys, in the beginning, I can
back in my days,
I cannot believe I'm saying this. Okay, in the beginning, like imagine that the first sentient beings, right? Like they're living a harsh life.
The aliens
probably like
from
scavenger hunters, or like aliens from Prometheus or whatever, whichever backstory you want to go with. But in this case, let's stay grounded in our universe, otherwise it gets really mindfucky. So let's say like some proto-human, like, I don't know, like 2.5 million years ago. Is that a good number? I guess. Sure. I don't know. Yeah, let's go with that. 2.5 million years ago, some kind of proto-human hunter-gatherer, like rudimentary society of like primates. They fight all of those like real life monsters on a daily basis for survival, right? They have to actively keep track of predators and like see where to get the juiciest berries for the next time, and like have like, I don't know, maybe some rival clans and shit like that they have to fight over food with and over territory. And those people, you know, what are they gonna do? Like, if they go to bed, they're not gonna dream just roses and happiness all the time, right? They're gonna have some nightmares. So what they start doing is they have nightmares. They start making stuff up. Like, associations that they have start getting linked. Like, for example, I don't know, like the brother of one of the dudes left the clan so he could make out with the sister of his cousin in the rival clan or whatever. And yeah, that for that initial dude, that's like a traumatic experience. So he starts dreaming about that in a really bad way, right? And he starts associating deceit or even betrayal with like a certain image or a certain scenario that happened the same day. Like, maybe they got attacked by some kind of giant snake or whatever at the same day. So he starts dreaming about the giant snake that starts betraying people.
Brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, something like that. Like he comes up with shit in his dreams, right? And if he remembers, if that person remembers and starts telling it to people, that's how a mythos gets created. Like if enough people are like, oh yeah, I also dreamed about, like, I definitely had that same dream about that very same snake. Then people are gonna be like, oh my god, this cannot be a coincidence. Maybe this is an ancient snake god that foretells you of betrayal within the clan or whatever. And that's how you come up with a mythology. At least that's how I think it works, right? In my humble opinion.
That sounds about right.
I thought it would be pretty cool if that like initial snake, let's say that hypothetical snake that created, that was the first creation of like an associated thing, the first resident of my world, right? The world of my comic. And
snake.
Yeah, basically, that's, yeah. I even wrote this thing down where I felt like, yeah, why the fuck not? Let's just call them the primals, right? Because, like, as cliche as that is, it will never fucking stop sound cool. Yeah,
I mean, the primals, it is pretty epic. It's like
it does sound
shit
epic,
is
right?
going down, you know.
Yeah, there's this principle of like, yeah, if it sounds cool enough for a death metal album, it's definitely cool enough for like a comic. Big thanks to Carl Smallwood for teaching me this very important lesson.
That is fair though. That works.
Yeah.
Anything cool enough for death metal works.
Fucking glorious.
Alright, so you have your primals.
Yeah, you have your primals, and those are like the first residents, right? And they chill around, and they basically like since the premise is everything that gets made up starts existing in the metaverse. If those humans start making up like explanations for how the world works, like for example, hey, those trees, ancient spirits, they can totally talk. Boom, now they can talk in the metaverse. And now there's talking trees in the metaverse and trance and all of that shit. If they make up like leprechauns exist in the metaverse now. If they like, hey, you know, there's lightning coming out of the sky and like there's totally just a big dude up there just throwing lightning down at people for fun. So that dude starts existing there now. So it kind of like naturally starts building a sort of mirror society parallel to the real society that is completely made out of just mythologies and how they would naturally interact with each other. If you catch my drift.
All right.
So yeah. And yeah, if we go into modern times, it's actually like how would such a society look like in modern times? Like if it's geographically accurate. If it's geographically accurate, like what would, like, Japan is easy. Japan is fucking easy. They have a very well-established mythology in all with their like Shinto religion and their gods and spirits and all of that good shit. So if you like combine that with the stuff that people come up recently,
then you basically have anime.
Yeah, you basically have anime, and then it starts getting really mindfucky because there's the concept of isekais. Like as soon as someone thinks like, hey, I'm gonna be transported into another world, then it's like another universe within the universe. And that's where I came to the idea actually. That's where I came to the idea actually to be like, yeah, it doesn't stop working. If a character within the metaverse comes up with a different character, it starts existing within a new metaverse within the metaverse.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's man, that's good shit out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you can now imagine why I kind of, out of necessity, had to start like a YouTube channel to maybe be able to slowly show people what the world is about. Because if I do that in an actual comic, people will stop reading like very quickly.
After the first
unless I do it very slowly.
Yeah, I mean, it is. There's just a lot to unpack because if everything goes, you have so many possibilities that it
Exactly.
just gets
Some of them, and not being like some of them including, but not strictly limited to, like, for example, having a guest artist, right? Who is like, hey, my characters are totally still trying to be better characters. Why not send them at the university? And then suddenly the comic turns into a collaboration, right? And you let it act out like some kind of super public and super weird role play.
I was about to say that. It sounds like that sounds like some role play.
Also, like, a lot of work.
Also, I mean, yes.
I don't know. I really like crossovers. Like back in the day when there was like Nickelodeon toons, and I used to watch Danny Phantom a lot. And wow, there used to be this one episode, I think, where either Danny Phantom or one of those other guys, Jimmy Neutron or whatever, got into each other's universes. And my childhood brain was like, oh my god, I realize all of those faces. It's incredible.
Them. I've seen them before.
Yeah, it's like an invisible pet on your shoulder, right? From like a weird entity in the sky being like, yeah, man, you used your gift of pattern recognition on cartoons instead of human faces. Good on you. I'm proud now.
I mean, who needs to remember human faces, right?
Yeah, at least now I can like. At least now I remember at least the original 150 Pokemon. It gets kind of wonky already in Gen 2, but yeah.
But it's 150 Pokemon. That is more than I know people.
That's more like than... Is that more than stuff on the periodic table? I think it is, right?
I think so. I swear I've gone to school.
Same, by the way. I'm definitely not a high school dropout or anything, right? Totally not the thing.
Nope, that's not what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Right. So where were we? Wait a second.
We were knee-deep in the metaverse and I got distracted by bandits attacking my face.
Ah, that's nice. I do like it when bandits attack faces.
I don't.
I really love it, right? They're just cannon fodder.
Are they?
I'm like, oh, cute. Someone wants to increase my one-handed skill. Slightly.
No. Nah.
What are you playing, by the way? Are you going for Stealth Archer?
No! Hell no. I've decided to not use weapons.
Are you gonna end up as a Stealth Archer?
I mean, I'm playing Skyrim. Everyone who plays Skyrim ends up as a Stealth Archer.
Don't.
That's just
I never do. I always end up as a Spellblade.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. My mind works differently. You can probably already tell by the way I'm fucking doing my world building.
I mean, there are other people who decide to make a really complicated world and then just have their stories play in like this tiny, tiny corner of the entire world. Yeah,
and that's what I want to avoid, actually. I wanna do actually something really neat, which is so the whole premise for those of you who haven't actually read any of the comics so far, which is very likely because I have very, very little views on that thing.
Also, how dare you? Go read the comics.
Don't do plugs, right? There's already
one. Go stop the video. Go read the comic.
That's not okay. Look, we're gonna use our one viewer, right? That's rude. Don't do that. All right. So,
read the comic afterwards.
So the premise is so I've called it Plot Armor Academy for a reason. is I was like, all right, so
But sir, what is plot armor?
Oh yeah, right. I actually found the person on the internet who doesn't know what plot armor is, so I kind of have to take it down a notch. What is plot armor, children? So, my dearest people, plot armor is a thing, and oh my god, this sounds way too condescending. Let me start over. I'm sorry.
You little shits. Let me
tell you. So when the plot, right, deems a character too fucking necessary to die, then that character will not die. Perfect example. Think of, I don't fucking know, like any kind of superhero ever.
Superman.
Oh god, he has like all the plot armor. Like exactly. Back in the day, back in the golden age of comics, you know what they used to do? They were like, Superman can deal with anything. So if he faces a new thing, just make up a superpower for him.
Yeah.
So he ended up being able to do literally anything. Like freeze people, sure. Make their head explode, sure. Read minds, yeah, definitely. Be faster than any other character, yeah. Lift a book that has infinite pages, thus having infinite weight, yeah. Make him do it, but only if Wonder Woman is present. And I'm like, what? Yeah, so they made up a shit bunch of stuff for Superman. He has like all the plot armor. Like even if Superman dies, you can be sure he will be back. Like that's how much plot armor he has. It's this mysterious force that lets you come either back to life or just straight up not die, even though anything should lead to you dying.
You know, you can take like 20 bullets to the chest and be like...
Yeah, and be like, but with the power of friendship, I was able to tank them. Stuff like that.
I can't die yet! I have to fight for my friends!
Yeah. So, and the idea is that plot armor is not something that characters just have outright. Like, they don't start out being this immortal during their publication. They have to go to a school to learn how to behave like a proper character, and then they earn their plot armor. Like, that is the idea why I called my comic Plot Armor Academy. Right? And okay. Yeah. So this academy is actually kind of... How should we say this? Let's call it corporate. So you know how Disney really likes making reboots of certain things and like take stuff that's in the public domain and just remake it?
No, Disney doesn't do that. What are you talking about?
For whatever. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I definitely think I saw like a common trend there of certain things being repeated. Like, ever had that feeling while watching a Marvel movie and are like, hey, this new superhero that got introduced, he's totally fighting a dude with the same powers as him, but evil.
But I mean, isn't that every superhero movie ever?
It's really not. It only kind of started with Marvel.
Okay,
right?
Maybe the problem is that I've only watched Marvel superhero movies.
Yeah, like if you watch the 2002 Spider-Man,
I have.
That's not the case, right? He's fighting the Green Goblin. He doesn't have the same superpowers. He has a fucking glider and shit. But then you go to Iron Man in 2007, and they're like, yeah, that's totally just a bigger, more evil version of Iron Man. But cool.
He had like whips, you know?
Oh, in the second one, he had whips. That is true.
That makes it infinitely better.
Yeah, but he should have really died in that initial scene where he just got kind of squished by a car.
I mean, again,
okay. Plot armor, yes.
He was still important to the story, therefore he doesn't die.
Exactly. He still needed to, like... oh my god, I just put the one folder in the other folder. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, so he was too important for the story, so he needed to live because Iron Man needs a villain. It's just how it goes. I mean, yeah. But still, kudos to Russians. I'm pretty sure there is like one Russian out there who is like, yeah, no, car, I can totally take that to the chest. No problem. Just give me like 2 bottles of vodka. Let's go.
Yo ho ho and the bottle of vodka.
Yeah, 1 to prepare, 1 as payment.
Wasn't there a story where the teachers got paid in vodka instead of money because the schools didn't have money? Pretty sure that was a story.
It's entirely possible. I could see that happening, honestly. I come from like a pseudo-Eastern European region, so yeah, that sounds like something. We actually used to pay gypsies with alcohol.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to say gypsy.
I mean, they don't really have a real like community name, at least not one I am aware of in where I come from. I'm not sure which one they are from, like which specific tribe, so that's why I'm kind of calling them gypsy. I'm sorry for like generalizing in that case.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Where were we?
Exactly. Plot armor. Yeah, I think we have established what plot armor is.
I think
right?
people now understand what plot. I hope.
People know, right? Yeah. So there's this academy, and that's okay. I was doing the Disney analogy. So
right, Disney steals everything.
Kind of, but maybe they're not doing it for a malicious purpose, right? Maybe they're just trying to show other characters the way how they become marketable, right? Because in the end, like if a fictional character gets created, what do they want to do? Like if they had self-awareness and you wanted to live, then I guess you probably want to like want to live, like be popular, be in people's minds, and just not be forgotten, right?
So like the baby shark, essentially.
I guess kinda, like I don't know. It's a really philosophical topic that gets discussed at great lengths in like one of my favorite comic books ever, the Unbelievable Gwenpool. At least that's what they tried to do in her initial run. It was really fucking nice. Just the premise of as soon as you get forgotten, or as soon as there is not at least one person thinking about it, about you, then you kind of cease to exist, right?
Yeah. I can see that. That's actually a really interesting premise for a comic book character. It's like no one remembers you, therefore you don't exist. Oh,
yeah, so that's the thing they were talking about in Gwenpool. Yeah.
Right.
So maybe the academy is like, yeah, if we teach all of you how to be marketable characters and how to get like mass appeal, then maybe, with just enough plot armor and if you know how to handle yourself, you will be able to like, get far
be cool
in the world. Be cool, exactly. Just having those good times and live on in your respective plot, right? And you said like I think earlier you said something about endless possibilities and how you could use that concept, right? Like stuff doesn't end at mainstream publications, right? Like a character doesn't stop like being published as soon as the main publisher stops. Like there is still fan art out there, there's video games, there's people like thinking up stories about certain characters and like thinking how they would act in their shoes and like thinking of fighting alongside them. That's pretty cool, right? It's what people do, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a character you really like, you would pretend to be them, or like
draw
fan art in various situations.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
I'm just gonna say it outright. I'm a very, very huge fan of Dan Harmon and Rick and Morty in particular, and I really like like just not only the meta concepts in his work in both Rick and Morty and Community, I also like the way he handled the transition into the area of unknown with a literal plot device that is a portal gun. Which is fucking glorious. So he had this like there is this like multi-dimensional aspect to it, and I really respect series who can do that and pull it off constantly. I think another one who did it fairly well was Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Oh, I've heard of that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really sweet, and I just really enjoy that kind of thing, right? Like just portaling into another dimension. And what kind of other dimension could there be in the metaverse, right? If there's already so many layers to it, like you could obviously just travel one layer deeper into meta and be in a world within a world, but that's pretty convoluted and not as fun as one might think, right? Because I'm still just presenting all of the characters that I made up in addition to like random name drops because I'm kind of afraid of copyright. Maybe one day I won't, and I will actually just put that. Actually, you know what am I even afraid of? It's fucking webtoon canvas. Like there is.
I mean, they could
still
sue the living daylights out of you.
Some of the most popular series on webtoon canvas are legitimately completely blatant rip-offs / spin-offs of My Hero Academia.
Damn.
That's just how it works in the superhero.
Okay, but the My Hero Academia creator will probably not sue you, while Disney for sure will, or Nintendo.
Exactly. That's why I'm kind of afraid of including Deadpool or Gwenpool in my comics.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of sad, but maybe I'll just not give a shit because there's also Spider-Man fan comics on there and literal Mickey Mouse cartoons. So, webtoon, I don't know, guys. Like, what is your like? Technically, in your terms of use, you say copyrighted material is not permitted, but then you have all of those MHA ripoffs. Like, seriously, boys.
I mean, I feel like they just can't keep up with reporting all the people.
One of them is even an original. It's called Unordinary, and they publish like the shit out of it. Like they do so much. It's literally just My Hero Academia, but boring, from what I've heard. It's incredible.
I've been seeing it, and I always thought about like I should read that one day, and that's how far I got.
Yeah, apparently not much seems to be happening. Like they set up the premise and then they just stop doing things. From what I've heard, I mean I've never actually read the thing. I kind of don't want to spend like infinite amounts of money on coins just to be able to binge it to make myself an opinion. Because if I read
you
that,
have to pay money to binge it.
Yeah, that's how it works with the originals, right?
What?
That's how they make their shekels.
What?
Yeah, if you wanna binge it, yeah, that's why Canvas is just superior, right? First, all of your shit is free except from like the occasional ad, and then there is no just read the whole thing for fuck's sake. Yeah, you don't need to pay money to do that.
I want free entertainment. I don't want to pay money. Also,
Yeah,
pay
paying
me
money
for
is-
my work.
Paying money. Okay, I already told I do not have time for this call. I already told you, right? If we somehow manage to make money, you get money. Right? There is no fucking way. Shh, don't tell her. Oh my.
Do people have the option to donate money to you?
Jesus Christ, you scared me.
Yes, I think they do, but you know, I mean, right now I would recommend this page called Coffee because I haven't finished reorganizing and repurposing the Patreon that I have set up. Like,
What is coffee? I've actually never heard of that.
it's
Drink?
it's very
From
very
coffee beans? Very popular. I'm surprised that you've never heard of coffee. Victor Grants.
it's very very similar to Patreon, and that's literally what it is.
Okay,
It is
so
literally
it's basically
Patreon with
Patreon.
different rates.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Why coffee right now and yeah, why is there no link here? Because first of all, I really don't like. I don't know. I don't like shameless advertising.
But that's the only way to get places.
It's the only way to get money, but I don't think it's the only way to get views. And I think if you want to get views primarily, you have to stop being a bitch about it and like just make content for the content's sake. At least
Fair
that's
enough.
how I feel, right?
I can see it. I mean, everyone loves the YouTube like and subscribe spiel.
Yeah, so much so that they developed a browser add-on to get rid of it.
No, that's just for the sponsored content.
Yeah, it also let's be real here. It also skips the fucking plugs
Yeah. That is fair.
and calls to action. There is literally a tick box to skip all calls to action. It's really fucking nice. Like
Wait,
that
there
program
is?
is. Yeah. If you don't know it, it's called Sponsor Block. It's amazing. Also, sorry YouTube, your revenue is gonna drop.
I mean,
If someone ever
YouTube
finds
has
it.
not made revenue in such a long time, I don't think.
Is that how it works? Really?
YouTube has been in the
maybe
red
you're
for
Self-using
years.
revenue and profit.
It's like owned by Google. I thought they make all the profit from like sponsors
Well,
and.
No, unless something changed in the past 5 years, which probably, because I'm super far behind as always. From what I remember, YouTube was like one of those sites that cost Google a lot of money, but they just keep it around because they get a lot of data on people.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like something they would do, I guess.
Yeah.
I also heard, which I'm equally not sure whether that's true or not, is that Amazon actually makes the bulk of its money via Amazon Web Services and not via selling stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I could see that.
I can see that.
Or whatever Amazon Web Services are.
They're mostly stuff like Alexa.
Renting out servers. I don't know.
Yeah, also that.
Yeah, they actually do rent servers.
They rent servers and they have like, I think developer tools and stuff like that that they use.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, we are so far off topic again.
Perfect.
Is there a topic you have to talk about?
Yeah, we are
Do you have a
literally-
sponsor that pays you for talking about a certain topic?
Absolutely not. For now, I'm my
In
own
which case,
sponsor.
you weren't that far off topic.
Yeah. No, I'm completely self-funded by now, or like through me and my family. Let's be generous here. So yeah, I'm just drawing a comic and hoping to brute force a career in the industry. Like the wishful thinking pleb I am.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess the worst that could happen is
Nobody-
you could get famous.
Is that the worst thing? I think that's the best thing.
Oh, it is?
Isn't that the whole thing? Isn't that the whole purpose of like starting a YouTube channel, to get famous one day?
Is it?
I think so, because as soon as you get famous enough, then people are like, "Hey, can I edit that video for you?" Or "Hey, can I do coloring for you?" Or
Hey, can I
"Hey,
give
do
you
you want to
money?"
make this movie?" Exactly. "Hey, can I give you money for you to mention me?" Like, oh, I mean, I guess.
Hey, can I give
But-
you money for a pic? Oh, wait, wrong. Wrong side. Sorry.
Really depends.
Well, no. This person is a famous artist that draws pictures, and you pay him to draw pictures. That's exactly how it works, Lena.
Alright.
That's how it's supposed to work, at least, but I don't know. I consider myself more as a writer. Like my art is kind of average at best, but maybe I just compare myself to the wrong people.
Yes, yeah. I think if you average out over all the people,
Yeah, but
then
I'm
you're about
averaging
that.
out
If you
over
average over all
artists.
the art, then maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Averaging out over the art.
Because, successful artists, good
That's-
artists tend to produce more art than, like, non-artist people.
That is true. Yeah.
if you are in the currently live streaming channel, does that mean that you're currently live streaming?
I literally changed the name to currently live.
Well, but that's just the channel name, right? I don't know whether it actually means that or not.
Yep, it's definitely what it means. Probably. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I'm so far off topic, I lost my internal train of thought.
I spend a lot of time in the gaming lobby, not gaming.
Yes, but then you wouldn't change the name to currently gaming, right?
Well, listen, maybe that was always the name. I don't know what the names of the channels are. Or, like, I do know what the names of the channels are,
Exactly,
but I don't know
you
what
do
they were
know.
before. Right? I don't know you changed it to this, like, unless you tell that to me, which you did, and now I know. But it could have always been called that. How many viewers do you have?
2.
Don't know.
2.
Oh, our bitrate, by the way, is apparently below the recommended bitrate.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. At all.
Damn. I don't know, I thought you had dope internet.
I have dope internet. But also, it's lockdown time and holidays. So...
Makes perfect sense, I guess.
Even with dope internet.
And who is watching? Can you stalk your viewers?
I don't think I
I
can.
don't think so.
Yeah. Only if they, like, comment. I think one of them might be me. It's entirely possible.
Okay, so everyone comment. If you want me to find out who you are, question mark.
The other one might be the only other person that has so far commented.
Okay, mysterious other person, go. Write something.
They're probably gonna get this message in like
I think we're like
2
5
to 3
seconds.
minutes.
I think we're like
5 seconds?
behind, yeah.
Really?
So
I
have to
thought I
stick
set it up
around
to
until
like
then?
normal delay.
You
Oh,
have
I
to
don't...
stick
Okay,
around.
if you changed it, then...
Yeah, I changed it to normal delay. So it might be like even a minute. Like it's not real-time interaction, guys. If you wanna know. Because it's easier on the processor and everything, I don't know. Or on the internet.
It makes me cry less.
That's great. We wouldn't want you to cry.
Says the guy who's always bullying me.
But I'm not bullying you.
I have
Now,
video
if
evidence.
I were to guess what the stream was called, how would I... What would I guess? Don't tell me. How do I
Alright, I'm
search
not gonna tell
Twitch?
you. Oh, it's not even on Twitch. This is on YouTube, I think.
So, YouTube? Okay, then I'm gonna never find that. How do I search YouTube for live streams?
I mean, the easiest way for you would probably just be going onto my channel. Plot
Wait,
Armor
I know
Academy.
what your channel is called. I remember that. It's Plot Something.
Exactly. Exactly, Wolfie. That
Plot
is
something.
that is exactly what my channel is called. Plot Something.
World Building with Extra Steps, PAA. What is PAA?
Plot Armor Academy. Haha, great acronym, right?
I was about to say something really rude.
Please don't.
That's why I didn't, you know? I kept it in.
Actually, now I'm curious. What was it?
Nope.
Ah, come on. I'm already not a family-friendly channel. Who cares?
I was about to say we are trying to keep this kids friendly, so therefore I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Wait, are we? I thought my channel was already flagged as like inappropriate for children because I swear a lot.
Do you?
I use the word fuck a lot,
Oh fuck.
but so does South Park. I don't know. This is another
South
thing.
Park isn't kid friendly.
Yeah, but I watched it as a kid.
That doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't make it kid friendly.
Yeah, but I just assume like other kids also watch Like it's way more entertaining if you're a kid.
Okay, kids being things being kids friendly, I guess has some correlation with kids watching the thing, but it's not like a clear cut thing.
I guess. I don't know.
Kids watch things that aren't kid friendly.
For
Sometimes.
sure.
You know, it happens.
Kids watch Saw.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then-
fuck, I remember that craze back in school when everyone needed to watch Michael Myers and the latest monster movies and slasher movies.
That craze completely missed me.
What? We literally lived through it.
I never noticed.
I guess you were never following the drama.
Nope. Nope.
That's alright. I won't blame you.
I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to what was going on in our class, to be honest. Also, that
That's a
dragon
fair problem.
looks really angry.
Yeah, he is really angry.
Is it because
See-
the sun is screaming?
This is probably. Also, the moon is making like a yes face.
Yeah, what is wrong with the moon?
Yeah. So okay, it
What's
started
his
out as a weird thing where since I have a colorist, I just made the outlines, right, and then I sent them in,
Right.
and then the moon in one of the pictures, one of the panels, I was like, hey, that totally looks like that sexy anime face, and I made her aware of that. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make it canon now. So this is just what the moon looks like in the metaverse.
That is a super creepy moon. I feel bad for every
Yeah,
werewolf.
but now I can make the analogy. I can even make a little skit about the man in the moon because it's like some kind of weird folk tale that I have no idea what it's actually about. And I'm gonna read up on it, right? And then I'm gonna.
I once
say,
read
hey,
a really disturbing story about the man in the moon, but I'm not sure if that's the actual folk tale.
I only know like Slavian tales about the moon, and they're usually
Messed up?
pretty messed up. I think I
have
even
this-
told you one of them.
Cute book that I can't understand. A friend brought it to me from Korea. It's, The Little Prince in Korean, right? That's basically the same thing, right?
Basically.
Oh, it's like one of the
It's-
most translated books ever, right?
Is it on does he live on an asteroid or a moon? Or what does he live on? I don't know because it's in Korean, I can't look it up.
I don't know. I didn't know Korean.
Sadly, I have no idea.
So, we want to go to Google Translate.
Oh no.
Translate asteroid to Korean and then look for that word in that book. That's definitely the way to find it out.
That is a great way of going about this. Yep.
That is definitely a way, yeah.
That sounds perfect.
Korean. Soheng song or something like that.
Right.
It's not that short of a book, though, so that's going to be a lot of searching.
It's gonna be a lot of work for Google Translate.
Are you gonna translate the whole book with Google Translator?
No, I translate the word asteroid to Korean, and now I look for that Korean word in the book.
I see. That sounds way more time consuming, actually.
Yeah, it's that method is not designed to not be time consuming.
Couldn't you just Google it?
Yes, I could. I can also probably pretty easy find just an English version. I could probably find a French version, right? And I don't speak French either, but I could probably figure out whether he lived on an asteroid or a moon.
I guess.
You have
I
French
never
in
learned
school?
French, but my French is probably good enough for that.
It is? Damn.
If I'm giving the little prince in French to find out whether he lives on an asteroid or the moon, yes. I'm confident
fair
that I could figure that out.
I could also do that.
Damn. I don't think my French is fluent enough to do that.
I mean,
You don't have to speak French for that.
Yeah.
You just have to do a bit of guesswork.
Oh.
You just have to approximately know, what the words are, which isn't that difficult.
Yeah, I guess, but the French makes it a little bit more difficult because of the spelling.
Oh, you just ignore the spelling.
You do ignore this? I mean, I guess.
And then
but
you
if you know what
gargle,
the word
and then
sounds like,
it's...
then you have to write it with like 27 letters and you pronounce only 5 of them.
Pretty much.
It's gonna be...
I mean, but English pronunciation is also just arbitrary.
Oh, yeah.
but not as bad as French, though.
It's really bad.
Some of the worst English pronunciations are from French.
I have no idea how French pronunciation works, right? But in English, you just have to guess, right, what the word is pronounced like. There's no way to tell from the letters what you pronounce a thing.
Circle. I want a circle. Come on. I can do it.
I'm so glad that I'm not the
Come
only one
on.
who's really bad at circles.
I'm not gonna use the tool. I'm not gonna use the circle tool, I swear. There we go.
That's good enough.
Good enough. Okay, another circle. Come on. You can do... come on. The pain.
Circles are just too difficult.
Guys, this is what I spent like 30% of my day on.
I've actually started practicing circles because I just can't do them.
I start every single character with a circle, and this speaks volumes when you look at me try to draw circles now. And I'm just...
Explains a lot about your art.
When I say my
That's why
art is
there are no
average, I mean
curves
my
anywhere.
art is
Everything is so itchy.
very average. Can I work with that? I can. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna work with that. The screaming sun in Rick and Morty also doesn't look too fancy. I could have probably saved a lot of time by using vectors for this layer, but
that's not fun.
I'm a big boy. I use raster layers.
Also, vectors are overrated.
Vectors are fucking awesome. Don't diss vectors.
They are really, really good.
They're incredibly useful.
They exist.
Well, that's a different question. No, I'm not sure whether they exist. That's kind of...
They're like a
the word.
mathematical concept, kind of.
Yeah. Whether that means that they exist or not, I don't know. Right? Two numbers exist.
But you know where they do exist? The metaverse.
The metaverse.
Yes.
Nice.
The whole
That was a
thing
good
we're talking
segue.
Yeah, absolutely
You made
perfect.
it.
Well done.
You made it. Back on track.
Back on track, boys. Let's go. All right. So what was I talking about previously? Probably about something like you imagining you fighting along with different characters. Yeah. Okay, so the way plot armor works, right? I wanted to establish is it can't just stay this vague concept, right? That just makes you not die when the plot demands it. You have to have some it needs to be a superpower, right? You have to make it quantifiable. Otherwise, you can't really write the story about it. At least it's gonna get really difficult to do it.
Yeah, because.
So I thought, okay, this at least one person that thinks about your idea is pretty cool. So I wanted to link it to either the real world or everything that is at least one layer of meta above the current layer of meta. Right? If that makes any sense.
Yep.
God, it's so convoluted. I'm actually glad that I can make the sentence and it makes sense in context. Life goals, guys. Life goals.
Life goals.
So, yeah. So, imagine you're like a self-insert, right? You just you just you sit in bed and you finished reading the new chapter of Attack on Titan or whatever, and then you sit there and are like, how cool would it be to fight alongside those guys against Titans? And then you imagine yourself being the ultra badass, right? Like, as long as you think you are in there, and you think yourself being in there, and think about all the cool shit you could do, you're fine, right? But as soon as your consciousness drifts, that character, that like perfect like mirror of you as a person with just some extra bling added on from the Attack on Titan universe, that's a character now. And now he doesn't have a single person thinking of him anymore. So within the metaverse, he's completely out of plot armor.
So basically, you summon the baby and then you abandon it.
Yeah, you basically made a copy of yourself and abandoned it in the universe of like endless torment.
How am I supposed to dream from now on? My nightmares are gonna have no plot armor. Actually, that's probably good.
Exactly. That's precisely the kind of existential dread I wanted to portray to people. There's actually, all right. You know where I came up with this idea from, by the way? Like, I did a shit bunch of research prior to this. Like, this comic has been over 6 years in the making. Like, I think I started something crazy like 2012.
2012 actually, is like
that's 10 years. Oh my
10 years.
God, it's such a long time. All right, so I read a shit bunch of H.P. Lovecraft, and like read up and down the Necronomicon, and there used to be this really, really fucking awesome passage about one of the elder gods or outer gods called Azathoth, and that one's the big bad.
That guy's fun.
Yeah, so the concept of Azathoth is he's also called like the blind idiot god and the ever sleeping one or something like that, or the chaos at the center of the universe or something like that. And there is a reason to it, because in the Lovecraft mythos, Azathoth is the father of all things, literally all things, all the other gods, his doing, his offspring, all the things that happen within our universe, his doing. You know why? Because our whole reality is just a figment of his imagination while he dreams. And the kind of existential dread that you get from the idea of, if that thing wakes up,
yeah,
we're gone. Right? And there used to be this whole mythology about it with like different made-up gods they did after Lovecraft passed away. One of them was like took that mythos as inspiration, that Azathoth mythos, and he portrayed a god, the creator of all things, and yeah, yada yada. All of reality is just within a dream, and outside there are some weird jinn that always drum on like enchanted drums to keep him sleeping, and if they ever stopped, he will wake instantly and our reality is gone. It's a cool concept, right?
That is interesting, yeah. So yeah. Don't use up your 3 wishes?
Not that type of jinn.
Sorry.
I guess I walked right into that one.
So basically, as soon as they stop playing music, we cease to exist.
Yeah, that's how they interpreted it, right? And I'm gonna interpret that in the plot armor way. As soon as the last person stops thinking about you, you're on your own. Like, if you fuck up now, nothing's gonna save you. So basically, what happened to our original guy who like dreamt himself into the Attack on Titan universe is, as soon as that guy stops thinking about himself as a character with, like I said, just regular equipment and probably the skills, but in universe, the Titans snack very regularly on people like that.
Yeah,
like,
he's gonna get eaten.
Not a lot of plot armor to go around in that universe by itself. So that dude is gonna die within minutes.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Should have gone to school.
how could you just do that? Yeah. So yeah, and the idea is if characters are like when they're created the natural way, which is, oh my god, now we probably have to go into that weird section, right? What is a cartoon character's life cycle, guys? Because that's also something I thought about, right? I thought long and I thought hard, and one of the questions that is fairly interesting but also very weird to think about is how do they reproduce? Like, how do you how do you get a new character, right? And in real life, if you're like a writer, it works in one of two ways. It's either you create something completely new, you make up something, or you take some existing things and mash them together. Right? So
okay.
I guess that's how like that's how cartoon biology works. Like, so either you get created through like just being thought up on the spot by
or
a writer.
Someone was like, hey, I like Deadpool and I like Mickey Mouse and I'm gonna mash them together.
Yeah, and then you end up with a weird 2030 version of Kingdom Hearts.
Exactly.
Where that could actually seriously happen, because both of those things are owned by Disney.
Oh god.
It's fucking beautiful. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Disney's hogging of all the public domain characters, because like in the end anyone can use them, right? And I really thought about making them the teachers at the Plot Armor Academy, because okay, so just imagine you have like you're a regular cartoon character that got like your parents are probably some kind of, I don't know, some newspaper ad combined with a magical girl mascot, because why not? And those are your parents, right? That's how you grew up, and now you have to go to school to learn how to be a character. And if one of the teachers that's out there, that's obviously in public domain, sees you and says, "Hey, you look oddly similar to myself. Actually, maybe we're related. Maybe I'm like the origin of your parents or whatever." You can get a little bit into genetics there, but yeah, they basically teach the new version of themselves how to behave like themselves in the publication that they're about to have.
Hell.
Yeah, it is trippy as hell, because like I just thought about the scenario. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you're like some kind of detective character trying to learn how to be a legit comic book character, and the one teaching you to do that is literally Sherlock Holmes? Like, what better teacher is there to teach you how to do mystery like
Moriarty.
that? Yeah, exactly. That's the villain side of things, right? Oh yeah, I probably haven't mentioned yet that there are like separate versions for protagonists and antagonists on the Plot Armor Academy so far. And yeah, so if you're a villain, you would totally be taught by Moriarty how to be the perfect asshole.
That sounds fun, though. Basically, your heroes teach you. Or like, I guess your parents, sort of, because you're created in the image.
Kind of like relatives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where a little bit of suspension of disbelief would definitely help, because if you think about it too hard, it starts not making sense, but if you think about it too little, it also doesn't make sense, so you kind of have to find the balance.
Just somewhere in between.
It's somewhere in between.
Optionally, just don't think.
Yeah, but that kind of defeats the purpose. It's a philosophical work. You want to make people think. Alright, I made that sum. It
seems to be in pain.
It's in terrible, terrible, agonizing pain. And that moon is enjoying it.
He loves it. moon.
It is oddly satisfying.
Scream more, baby. Scream more.
Yes.
I hate it. It's awesome. Ow, how did you... I just got hit through the wall. You know how Skyrim is.
Kinda. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna... Yes, the eyebrow. How could I forget the eyebrow?
Yeah, the most important part of pretty much anything.
Nice. Now it's a loving moon. It loves the sun very much.
When the sun and the moon love each other very much,
Yeah,
things happen.
exactly. Oh yeah, should I still make the sign say working title?
Of course. I mean, or do you by now have a proper...
I really don't. I'm just gonna call it working title. Why the fuck? I'm gonna letter it out later. What do I want to use reference? Do I have to look up the Hollywood sign now and flip it? Do I wanna do that?
Hell yeah.
No, I'm just gonna make it a sign. Right? Right?
Just a normal sign.
Yeah, just a huge ass sign. On like on a huge hill.
Fine.
Cause why not?
I'm a wizard. A wizard. Alright.
Okay, wait, maybe I
Now
should
you're
do this
gonna
one
get
different.
rid of half of your sun.
Yeah, basically. That's not a problem. I drew it, so it should look good. Even if I cut off a piece of it, if I drew it correctly.
That's just cruel.
That's just how things go, man. Just how they go.
You know, one moment you scream happily around, and the next moment someone just cuts off part of your face.
Yeah, but it's not really cut off, right? There's just a sign in the way. Like
He's in pain now. He has a sign inside of his head.
He was already in pain.
Yeah, but now he also has signs stuck in his head. Troll.
It's not in... I mean... Oh wait, did I fuck up the perspective that badly? I guess, I don't know. Should I like go all in on it and have like a bird fly into its eye? Nah, it's really hard to portray if it's not animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bitch.
It's fine. This is fine.
I put you in here, so I'm gonna delete you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Now what else we got? What else we got? Wait, where was I? I still have stuff to explain. Do I want to explain more? How confused do I want to make the audience?
Yes.
Good answer. All right, I guess let's try to like riff on a possible society within the universe, right? Because I made up a little bit around the university and how it would look like in like sort of high society,
Right.
like the people that just have good parents and a lot of money. But how would it look like? I mean, Japan is pretty easy, I guess. I'm not very versed in European folklore in total, because there's just a bunch of shit in there and very many permutations of it. How about like?
I mean,
Yeah, sure. Let's craft ourselves a society in like fictional New York. I guess that's the easiest, right? You know, a bunch of characters that live in New York. Doctor Strange lives in New York. Spider-Man lives in New York. Right?
Alright.
So, okay. That brings me to a point. Yeah, we gotta establish something first, I guess, right? So, if you think about it, there is so many fictional locations that exist in all kinds of fiction all throughout the world that if you made a copy of the world based entirely on those myths and also take into consideration all of the stuff that people come up with on real locations, then you just end up with a vastly bigger Earth, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So it's already bigger. There's like extra locations added in throughout, and like
There's like 20 New Yorks.
No, there's just one New York, right? It's just everything that ever got written about New York happened in that New York.
Oh god.
Yeah. And then you also have Gotham City, which, you know, is totally not New York. It's definitely somewhere in the USA, though. So, yeah, the USA is a pretty fucked up country in fiction.
Yeah, I wonder why.
They have a lot of superheroes. Don't you think it would be nice if you just woke up one day, like, next to your really hot anime waifu, who is, like, a Japanese immigrant because globalization? And then you just look out the window and there's Spider-Man duking it out with Duke Nukem.
Well, it would be fun. And then it would be like the realization that they are using my car that I haven't paid off yet. And then I'd probably cry in a corner.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Like, if you think about car sales commercials and how they make buying a car sound, it does seem as if in a fictional universe, getting a car would be as simple as literally dropping by the place and saying, I want to try it out forever.
Yeah, can I have a test drive?
Yeah, can I have a test drive? And then you just never return it, right? What is he gonna supposed to do about it? Like, try to fight you? What kind of superpowers could you have? He doesn't know. Nobody's gonna do that.
I mean, but then again, he might be with the mafia and they have like all the superpowers. And
Exactly. You could always accidentally piss off a John Wick.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Everyone should be scared of that.
That's just how it works, man. You just don't piss off each other, right? And if you do it correctly, you know, everyone lives fine. Because everyone's a badass. Or the complete opposite of a badass, I guess. I don't know. Like, there's in the fiction, like, I don't know. Could you even pitch Galactus versus Forrest Gump? Because that would sound awesome on paper. Like,
I mean, that sounds.
At first
amazing.
thought, you would think, what is Forrest Gump supposed to do against Galactus?
Run fast?
But then you think Galactus would probably just say, "Run, puny human," and Forrest is like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Galactus is like, "Oh shoot, I guess you did."
Stupid. It's like, wait, you're actually running? No, come back.
Oh,
no.
I guess you're running now. Yeah, that's great. I also like imagining that, you know, BoJack Horseman got released, right?
Yeah.
So from that point on, in like fictional Los Angeles, there is just, or even all around the world, there's just a bunch of furries, just for no reason. They just exist.
They are just there.
It's never mentioned why. They just do. Right? That's just how it works in showbiz.
Yeah.
Just don't explain it. And the way I would explain, okay, globalization is a thing though. Like if you look at the current trend, anime is getting more and more mainstream.
Right.
And I really enjoy the amount of mainstream it's turning out to be, because in the end, like for my universe, that just means I can do really nice shenanigans, like immigration, right? Like Avatar: The Last Airbender is
oh my god,
yeah, it's made by an Asian studio. And people call it an anime. Some people say it's not an anime because it's not made in Japan. But if you ask a Japanese person, they would call it an anime because that's just what animation is called.
It's like, so, what am I supposed to call it? That's the name of the thing.
Yeah. It brings out the old argument, but I can actually explain that within my universe. Whereas, like, since so many people got influenced by watching media from different regions, they just created themselves characters that represent samey art styles or samey ideas, and obviously those guys are basically just like the characters they come up with are basically like second generation immigrants already, because they got made up by someone who already got assimilated into the culture.
All right. That sort of makes sense. I can see it.
Yeah, right? So you could totally see how there is totally gonna be like just some anime tittied girls just walking around in New York. Because that's just how the world works. Context is such a beautiful thing.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, dear. Yeah, so fictional New York, right? So yeah, so Doctor Strange is there, all kinds of magic shenanigans. By the way, I guess there. Wait, wasn't that Nicolas Cage movie where he was playing Merlin or whatever set in New York as well?
That was a movie?
Yeah, that was a movie.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It was amazing. It was one of his better roles.
I don't know. Yes?
Yeah, so that's also there. Daredevil is also there, I think. And Gwen, I guess, as well. Is also in New York. Like, there's all kinds of weird shenanigans you can do.
So basically, New York is crowded as hell, and about
New
5
York
times as
New York is not just crowded as hell, it's also bigger, right? Because you gotta make room for all the imaginary buildings, right? Like, Avengers Tower doesn't actually exist in real life, but it totally exists, like, in the metaverse.
I mean, just give it, like, 2 years and Disney's gonna build it.
Okay, yeah. I guess I could see it. Maybe not a good idea. I'm not sure if Disney is going. I mean, I could see it though.
Oh yeah.
How much money do they actually have?
Too much.
Well,
more than that dragon that you're drawing there.
Oh yeah, that money is broke as fuck. Why do you think he's raiding a city?
Because it's what you're supposed to do, and he's like sort of giving in to society's expectations. I can language.
Yes, language. Very hard. I agree.
You know, he's like, well, I guess people are saying that I'm a dragon, so I guess I have to be a dragon. And so he's raiding the city, so people will think of him as a proper dragon. Yeah, because he has low self-esteem.
Like, how self-aware is this dragon?
I mean, it's a dragon.
So he's probably smart, like ancient. Right? When did the first stories of dragons start popping up? Right? I totally didn't do enough research on that. I think it was like if you take like Chinese interpretation, that's like something like
such a long time ago. I'm pretty sure just as long as there have been snakes and lizards, there have been dragons.
Probably, right? Because they're just giant lizards.
Yeah.
That spew fire for whatever means.
Yep.
Yeah. Just also, fuck, I don't know. If you get it already, you can, like the concept of Plot Armor Academy already, you can probably tell that, you know, if someone comes up with a magic system, yeah, totally, it just starts popping up there.
The South Park magic system where farts are magic.
Exactly, totally exists. Same as like fucking Naruto magic system. If you wanna do like sick jutsu, you gotta know how to do them, and you can do them. Right? It's a lot easier, I guess, if you're within that work of fiction. Which, okay, this brings me. All right, a huge ass segue. All right, I think in the beginning I mentioned something about liking Rick and Morty and how their portal gun works.
Right.
How do my alternate universe shenanigans work in my universe?
How do they work?
How do they work, right? Because I think it would be insanely fun if they were fan fiction. And let me explain what that means, right? So basically, a random shitter in their basement thinks like, "Oh my god, the new She-Ra reboot was so good. No right to be this good. I will now create fan fiction with Bedora and Catra making out." And then he does that, right? And that's a work of fiction that is out there now. And if you wanna invade it, like, let's say, because if you go into a work of fiction and the protagonist, antagonist, and antagonist, oh my god, language! I see how it's so hard now.
Yes, told you.
If the protagonist and antagonist are already clearly defined and they're in character, and you're just a resident of the metaverse who says, "Hey, I'm gonna go on holidays," like the plot is already figuring itself out. I'm just gonna be a random background character in this village that's not even gonna be on page. And you can just do that, right? You wanna do holidays in the Star Wars universe? Go for it. You wanna like chill out in Skyrim with the Dragonborn while he starts morphing faces because someone is installing a mod? Sure.
And suddenly Thomas the Tank Engine comes flying around.
Yeah, suddenly Thomas the Tank Engine comes flying and starts killing shit. It's glorious.
So it is
fanfictions are a thing.
Everything goes. Everything exists.
Everything goes. You can always go one layer further into or out of meta.
Oh god.
Yeah. It's beautiful. And since, the portal gun is something that someone came up with, right?
Oh no.
There are portal guns.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, actually, I came up with the concept initially thinking like, hey, let's make some of the lessons take place in fanfiction, inside fanfiction. So I was like, okay, yeah, the portal gun is totally something that exists. Let's just have teachers use it to transport people into different fanfictions so they can learn out their lesson. And the lessons in Plot Armor Academy can range from, they're anything from how to be a perfectly bland shonen protagonist, or how do you, I don't know, how to be a tsundere, because that's hard, right?
Yeah,
regular people
difficult.
Don't behave that way.
No,
They really don't.
Yeah, they really don't. You have to actually put a lot of effort in to be
Yeah, it's like careful examination and replication. You have to know the perfect angle to fall at so the protagonist lands with their hand on your titties.
Yep.
Right? It's an art.
That is difficult.
Yeah, and
it involves a lot of math.
It's almost entirely on the female side, right? Because the protagonist has to keep thinking it's an accident.
Yes, exactly. So she has to calculate all the probabilities.
Yeah.
Judge the air density, and just get it right.
At the same time, the protagonist has to think about stuff like, how do I survive the next tsundere hitting me?
That is true. That is true.
That's why I kind of made the protagonist like I mean, yeah, that's another thing I think I did mention it at some point in my comic, but yeah, harem protagonists are immortal. Like,
oh, for sure.
Completely immortal.
I mean,
and the
they get thrown out of windows on a daily basis.
Yeah. And now that we set up the basis for how cartoon characters usually reproduce, we can also tell you, yeah, they don't do that. They don't do it in the usual way. They do mitosis, right? They do like cell splitting. If tsundere hits them hard enough in the face, right? Or just anywhere, they just split into two perfectly equal protagonists with different hair colors, and that's how they multiply. It makes so much sense, right? They're all the same character, same personality,
just
different
because
hair
of
colors.
The shock of getting hit in the face, the hair color changes.
Exactly. Or if you think about the biology of like a shonen protagonist, like one of those fighty types, one like Ichigo from Bleach or like Naruto from Naruto. Like they have a very
Naruto
certain
is from
type.
Naruto?
Yeah. I thought he's a character in there. Isn't Naruto a character in Naruto? I thought. Am I wrong?
Probably. I don't know Naruto.
I don't know. I only read the manga. Maybe I should have caught up with the anime. Who knows?
I only read the manga.
Yeah, I don't know. The last episode I watched of the anime was the one where they brought in a new studio. And then they did the pain fight, if you remember that.
I have not watched a single episode of Naruto.
But people who watched Naruto and watched this video sometime like 13 years from now will probably be like, oh yeah, Naruto used to be a thing, and maybe I remember that very scene. You know, they got this studio that was known for doing very, very extreme smear frames, but very good animation in total. And it really didn't fit Naruto. Like, Naruto had a fairly grounded art style by then, and then it got really cartoony during that pain fight. For no reason. And I was like, what? This is not the show I wanted to watch.
This is not my Naruto.
Yeah, so I only read the manga after that. So that's a shame.
Also, Skyrim is in the corner because unlike, this person, I cannot draw, and I'm just playing Skyrim. And it's in the corner.
Yeah, and some people probably want to watch Skyrim instead of watching me draw occasionally and otherwise just ramble about incoherent things.
Since we don't have face cams, we have Skyrim.
Exactly, that's
it's way
another
better
thing.
than a face cam. Everyone knows that.
I guess it is. Actually, let me save that. Can I save that? File. Save. It has now been saved. Excellent. Yeah.
Alright. I, however, will have to leave relatively soon. How long do you want to keep going, by the way?
I don't know. How long has it been going so far?
It's been 1 hour and 43 minutes.
I think that's enough for people, right? Like,
I mean, I get to put all of that into a video later, so that's gonna be fun.
That's definitely gonna be fun to you, and I think we gonna just stop breaking people's minds and stop breaking our own minds trying to somehow make a coherent world out of the stuff that I came up with and tried to make a comic about. So we can stop it here.
Shall we end it here then? Alright.
Let's end it here, guys. Alright, let's see each other for those of you who stayed or watch this in the future. Maybe we're gonna make another one. Maybe it's gonna be a different game in the corner. Maybe it's gonna be a larger window for the game or a smaller window for my comic. Who knows?
Who knows? No
who
one
knows?
Know.
Anything could happen. My world is honestly meta enough where I can pull shit like that and it works. So have fun, guys.
Thank you very much for watching, everybody.
Get the fuck back to work.
Bye.